Egberto, welcome to the broadcast. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Tamara. Good morning, Ravi. Good morning, David. I wanted to talk today about something that's sort of percolating, and it is amazing. It's about Ilhan Omar. Once again, she gets into trouble for saying something that she should not get into trouble for. And all she said is she called terrorists those people. And for that, both the Democrats and Fox News driven entities are making it some sort of an issue that they now want her to apologize for. Interestingly, I wrote a blog about it and placed it on Daily Kos. And I thought I would have gotten a great reception there for her. You would not imagine how many people are speaking about just being tired of her and the comments that she made. What was found out is that George Bush, the bastion of fighting terrorists, said a similar statement just like she did, and nobody ever thought it was a statement that was wrong, that disparaged the 3,000 people that died in these attacks or anything like that, proving that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party alike have the same issue. When things corresponds to Muslims, when things happen when it corresponds to people of color, when things happen on all these particular issues, what you find is the response is neither proportional nor is the response what you would expect it to be. So that is something that we all have to fight. And when I say we all have to fight, I mean we have to point out to all sectors that, hey, we want the same treatment that everybody else gets in the body politic.
Well, this is parallel. The bottom line, right, is this is again, she showed out just like the other, well, in people's perspective, she won. And so now it's like, who do you think you are? And we're angry about it. And we're going to hold you to the letter on every single thing, because really we have an underlying anger. And this is a passive aggressive pattern. It's similar to this young man who's a leader. It's similar to her. It's this, who do you think you are?
I love that.
Stepping out of a role that has been assigned to you, and now we're going to come after you whenever we can.
Let me interject something here, because this happened during the Obama administration as well. And there was a woman named Shirley Sherrod, who was one of the leaders of the Black Farmers Movement that sued the government and won a settlement of, I think, $9 billion.
Good for her.
Decades of discrimination by the Farm Bureau against Black farmers. And Breitbart News, when Breitbart was still alive, this was, I think, around 2010, he took a video of her talking about social justice, in which she said, you know, I used to think that that all white people were bad. I hated them. And then she said the next part of her speech was to say, but I have grown out of that. He literally took that clip where she said, I hated white people and all of this other stuff. And he posted it, he sent it all around. The Obama administration fired her. The NAACP would not back her. This is something in which the internalized, whatever you want to call it, internalized oppression, just jumped to the conclusion from that this right-wing hallucinatory website was more reliable than he was. All right, and it also shows the power of the video to do that. But they did not even make that investigation. We have to keep in mind that we have not only these folks who are attacking us from without, but for exactly what you're saying, Egberto.
And David, I tell you what, I learned a lot from that story that you just recalled. That was during my CNN report days. And I was one of those who actually went on CNN and spoke out against Shirley Sherrod. When we found out a couple of weeks, I think it was actually a week or so later, I went to the producers at CNN and asked them to get me on again so that I could apologize on air. This is a bit different than the issue with Ilhan Omar, because this one was an orchestrated edit. The one with Ilhan Omar is just saying anything that comes out of her mouth, they make it suspect, which is a bit different than that particular one. That was where I thought we have a responsibility. You, David, Robbie, Tamara, we have a responsibility that when we are out there putting things out that affect people, we better make darn sure we know what we're doing. Because like I said, that was one of the biggest blunders that personally that I had. And just with you remembering that story, David, tells me that the impact that had on so many people nationally.
We're all human and we're going to make mistakes, and all we can do is be careful, due diligence, and apologize. What I do love, Egberto, and everyone, that you're bringing up is the equitable aspect of the Democrats and the Republicans both doing this to her. But everyone is allowing this to happen. And that is something that, Tamara, you are the
poster child here in Georgia.
This one with Ilhan, because we've got 5 minutes and I want to hear what you have to say, is interesting because the Democrats, in essence, she gave them value to some degree. But now, because and it's no secret, Democrats are going after the black vote, and the black vote can be substantially larger because there's a lot of people who do not vote, and we can still grow. And so it's fascinating that they're saying, she said those people, and so now they're targeting which one is a bigger pool that we can gain from her?
Well, interestingly, they know one important thing, and there's a little dirty secret, okay? They don't mind harming Ilhan Omar, because in the black community, many folks look at Ilhan Omar as not a black person. I went through the same issues as well with the accent, with whatever. You can look the part, but because you are not native, I've had people on my show from New Orleans or whatever, and they talk about those folks coming in from Jamaica or from Panama or from whatever. What they've done is they've created that friction, that compartmentalization that allows them, that hierarchy that allows them to do that.
I think those are reflections of the underlying white supremacy and the fact that working class white have been put into this position where the only choice they have is to act as deputies for the ruling elite. In other words, stooges for the ruling elite. They have two sets of interests, that conflict with each other, and nobody is talking about their working class interests, their interests as workers. That's one of what I've been trying to say for the last two weeks about the is that if we had a risk pool that included everybody, that would be a tremendous act of solidarity. And that's one of the reasons why it's so resisted by the ruling elite and by the people who are trying to mobilize white folks into white nationalism, or whether it's the refined kind of the old Republican Party, or this new, unrestrained type that Trump and Stephen Miller are appealing for.
I think it is incumbent on us going forward to not, first of all, we have a new crop of progressives that have entered the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is scared of these new entries. And the reason why is they're affecting the status quo. So that is reason why they're after Ilhan Omar, they're after AOC, they're also after Rashida, and they're also after Ayanna Presley. Yeah, it is our job going forward to make sure that we have those people's backs, because the mainstream media, who have become the wards of the Democratic Party, the mainstream media, they are some of the biggest culprits attacking them. So we have to be the ones on their side so that that message can actually get out there. And with that, I acquiesce to your show.
Thank you, Egberto, for always coming on every Friday. You can always find Egberto at politicsdoneright.com. He does a broadcast every single day right here on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram. That man is every damn where.
And on don't forget KPFT 90.1 FM in Houston, Texas.
This is the man, y'all. So follow Egberto Willies at Politics Done Right. Egberto, thank you for joining us every Friday. We totally appreciate you, sir.
Thank you for having me. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week, okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.